If you move forward, we've got seed, like as you can see, like Nasdaq, it's a stock, but like since the dear boss Mac requested it, it has to be here. Okay. So on daily time frame, we're waiting for this or for a breakup of this trend line for the boost to take over. Now it happened, the boost took over, we're trading higher. If we retest this area again, we'll be looking just like previously for buy setups and for the bears to take over, because now we are bullish. We broke above this high previously, and now we broke above this high and this channel. We are bullish for the boost to remain in control and keep on moving higher. We need to see a break above the 14, which is why you see the alert is still here. Okay, so like of course, like we got a wick here. So like of course, like 14 to 14.4, this entire zone. I want to see a massive break above it. In this case, we'll be expecting further bullish movement till where? Till the upper area right here. Okay, we got a nice inverse head and shoulders pattern forming, but if we, let me show you from weekly. If we trade lower and break below this low, it wouldn't be good. We'll be expecting further bearish movement till this hooks this next support. Okay, but for now, things are looking good. Higher lows, higher highs. Okay, let's see if we will be trading higher for this correction to be and to become an impulse, and then we'll be expecting this movement. But we need to see a break above this. Meanwhile, we are short-term bullish. Okay, so BNB, right? If you remember last week, we had this zone. If we extended, it is not broken yet. My alert is still here. Anyway, let's start from the higher time frame first. We can see that how clean Binance is, or BNB chart is. Okay, we can see that we have been trading inside this range. That's our upper bound. Oh, okay, nice. I have them here as well. Lower bound and the midway. This chart reminds me of what? Reminds me of ETH, right? So we was going to have a higher bound, upper bound, lower bound, and midway. And we are currently, just like Ethereum, around 1250, sitting midway on Binance around 250. Okay, and next, if we break it downwards, we'll be expecting on Ethereum a movement to the 1K, and on Binance a movement to the 200, okay, or like 200 zone, from 200 to 220, which would be on Ethereum from 1K to 1K 100 or 1100. Okay, but let's take it step by step. For the bulls to take over here, we need to see a break above the 350, which would be Ethereum breaking above the 1500, 1.5K. Okay, from a short-term perspective, we can also see a very similar chart, just like on Ethereum. Short-term now range and bigger range inside a bigger range, right? So yeah, this is basically it. If you go to H4 time frame, we can't really say much. We have been bullish previously. Bears took over, traded lower, and we are currently, especially after this movement here, stuck inside a range very, very much like USD dominance, Bitcoin, DXY, US 500, right? Okay, let me adjust this channel right here. Let's make it an, okay, red. Now let's make an offset for it. That's it. Okay. Now, if you break it this one upward, we'll be expecting what? A movement to the upper band, which would be a supply zone, the upper trend line, this resistance zone in orange. So this entire zone is a resistance zone. So around this area, not interested in looking for buy setups. I'll be waiting for a break above it first and then buy on the retest. In parallel, I'm interested in looking for buy setups around the lower band. Okay. And that's why it's important to know where you are in the market, to know like which phase you are in and what you are actually looking for. Okay, so half of the work is done from higher time frames, because once you know what to look for, it's very easy. You zoom into lower time frames and you look for it. Okay, so long story short, for BNB, waiting for this break for the bulls to take over. Okay. And XRP, let me check the comments. If you have any questions, let me know in the members talk or like in the comment section, or like if you are on YouTube and on any platform. On XRP, what is it? Yeah, fantastic. Okay, so this trend line can be drawn in many ways. So got wicks here, so you can make it like this, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, and so on, right? So connects as many swings as possible, and I guess that's that's the best one right here. You can even make delete this one, make an offset for this new one. That's it. So to me here, the best case scenario for XRP is if you break above the 0.6, we'll be looking for buy stops on the retest, or if we trade lower from here, this would be a massive zone intersection of the support here, 0.2 to 0.3, okay, like this area, and intersection with the lower trend line in brown, okay? But for now, I'm not interested in looking for setups here on XRP, especially around this resistance. I would like to see a break above this one first before I jump in. From a shorter term perspective, from daily, if you trade lower, so 0.3, 0.2 is a support, but we might reject this area before trading this low, the 0.3. So I have it already here, which is also a demand zone. Okay, an aggressive movement upward from here previously, a couple of days, weeks ago. Previously, we were bullish. Now we are bearish, trading inside this falling channel. So obviously, for the bulls to take over, what do we need? A break above this channel. Okay, in this case, the channel is just for our overall bias, overall direction. If we trade lower from here, it would be a nice area to look for buy stops because it's a demand, a previous support and resistance, also lining up with this lower trend line, showing us the overall bias. So yeah, this area is a massive zone to look for buy setups. Of course, we can even draw it in multiple ways, just like this. So starting from this entire zone, like you can say from 0.4 to 0.4142. We'll be looking for buy setups unless we break above this channel, but we'll have 5 resistance, we'll have these ones here. So again, I don't really like the area where we are in currently. That's why I'm not like looking I'm not like looking for buy stops where we are now. If we trade low a little bit, then yes, I'll be definitely looking for buy stops. We've got many new members. Danny, Jackie, hope you're doing good. Okay, okay. Can you help me with ADA? Of course, Bukarik. Let's do ADA. I don't really like how ADA is melting compared to other ones. So let me see if I have it here. I guess we have it. Okay, so if you want me to go over a specific one after ADA, please let me know in the comment section or in the... Okay, you know what? I can't find it here. Let's go for a quicker search. Okay, so this is ADA, that's my chart, a demand zone right here. As you see, an aggressive movement upward. We are currently diving inside it. You can also go for this one, support and resistance here around 0.13, 12, this area. Let's go for blue. So if we break this demand zone, we'll be expecting further bearish movement downward. So that's the last chance for the bulls to kick in. Okay, if we break below the 0.3, it wouldn't be good for ADA. We are currently melting and melting. You can see multiple alerts here, long-term perspective above this high right here. You can also now draw a channel. That's it. Offset for it. If we trade lower, we'll be looking for buy stops here. Lower band of the demand, lower trend line in orange, and so on. If you go to H4, you can see my alerts right here, right? Which is these lows right here. Let's make it in gray. So I'm speculating that if we trade higher, reject the 0.4 again, trade lower, this is the zone I want to buy after the break. It would be breaking above the high, above these lows, above and above the trend line, of course, and so on. So it would be a confirmation to jump in. Meanwhile, if you trade higher, we might reject this area and trade lower again and again, lower and lower. Let's fix this one to become. Here we go. Okay, that's it for ADA. You can also zoom into lower time frames, lower and lower, but I don't want to look for setups here in the middle. If we trade lower, I'll be looking for stops here, or if you break above this area, it would be a good area. From a long-term perspective, and for now, The last major high is clearly this one. That's it. So let's make it if you want in blue. Okay. So if you want, if you break above this, I'll be adding some, and then I'll be adding more, right? If we break above 0.6, and we're expecting a move up. For now, of course, it's very early to say we are bearish. Let's break above this channel first. Okay, movement has not been good recently. Yeah, exactly. Bukharic Ace, Matic. Let's do Matic. That's it. Okay. Okay, let's start from daily. We had like the midway support and resistance, as you see here. And like if you remember last week, we wanted this to happen. So it happened, high, broken, and broken upward. We traded higher. Okay, so the boost took over here after this break. We traded higher. But for the bullish trend to be extended to become a long-term one, that's why you see the alert right here. The reason why is if you go to daily, that's our trend line, right? You can draw it in multiple ways in a way that it's not broken. And for example, like this. Okay, if you go for this one, you see that it's not really broken with a full candle close. It's just a wick here, which I don't like. So I'm waiting still for a full daily candle, which is why my alert is up there above the wick. If a daily candle close like here, we'll be expecting then a full reversal to around our next resistance, starting from 1 to 1.1. Okay. Meanwhile, we can still reject this one and trade lower. For the best to take over, that's it. You zoom in. So for example, H1, and that's our last low. You go for, we have blue, orange. Let's go for green, gray. That's it. Okay. So what we're waiting for, daily candle close like this would be going long. If you trade lower and break this one downward, it would signal a correction movement. And in this case, we'll be looking for bus stops here. You can also draw a trend line right here. That's it. Okay. Let's go for red. Let's read this one, right, to keep it clean. Let's make this one not appear on lower time frames. That's it. That's how you keep it clean. Offset for it. That's it. Okay, so if we break this low trend line and so on, we'll be speculating a bearish movement. If we see a big bullish movement, close daily above this, we'll be expecting further bullish movement. Okay, what else do you need? Okay, Shiba.